Dairy Development in Thailand by Dr. Thumrongsakd Phonbumrung, Thai Forage and Feed Innovation Network. History of dairy farming in Thailand. In 1976, Indian cows had been imported to Bangkok for milking by Indian immigrants. In 1945, exotic dairy animals brought into the country for milk during World War II by soldiers and foreigners. In 1950, Thai-European corporations introduced dairy development projects, including dairy farming technology and artificial insemination technique. In 1961, Danish government, in cooperation with Thailand, had established the Dairy Farming Promotion Project in Muak Lek, Thailand, after King Rama IX had visited Denmark. In 1962, the Thai-Danish Dairy Farming Training Center was established in Muak Lek, Saraburi, to promote and encourage dairy business. His Majesty King Bhumibol visited his dairy farms at the royal project. Dairy is a royal support occupation. Since 1989, number of dairy cattle in Thailand increased substantially from 100,000 head in 1989 to 300,000 head in 1997 and 500,000 head in 2007, and recently in 2015, number remaining at about 500,000 cattle. Dairy cattle population in Thailand in 2015. There are more than 500,000 head of dairy cattle, out of which are milking cow 235,000 and 95% of them are crossbred Holstein Friesian. Dairy farms in Thailand in 2015. Total farm are 16,248 farms. 55% are smallholders with less than 10 milking cow per farm. 65% lower education farmers. 85% only family labor use, and average farm size is about 4 acres per farm. Characteristics of dairy farms in Thailand in 2015. Average animal 29 head per farm. Average milking cows 11 head per farm. Average milk yield 4,590 kg per cow per year, and average milk yield 15 kg per cow per day. Dairy production in Thailand. Annual milk production 1 million tons per year. 96% produce ready-to-drink milk, for example pasteurized milk and UST milk. 34% supply to school milk program. 66% supply to commercial markets. Thailand exports dairy products to neighboring countries like Myanmar, Laos PDR, and Cambodia. Dairy feeding in Thailand. Improved pasture are common feed for dairy. Most farms establish pasture. Common grasses are, for example, Pennisetum purpureum or Napier grass, Panicum maximum or Guinea grass, Brachiaria rusiziensis or Rusi grass, Digitaria elantra or Pangola grass. 50% of the dairy farm in Thailand use cut and carry system and grazing system integrated. 39% of the farm use cut and carry system only. 4% use grazing system. Dairy breeds in Thailand. Dairy breeds inside Thailand may be classified as multi-breed animals. They include several breeds in one animal. For example, Holstein Friesian, Brahman, Brown Swiss, Jersey, Red Dane, Red Sindhi, Sahiwal, and Thai Native. However, 91% of animals are crossbreds of Holstein and Brahman and natives. Dairy breeding strategy of Thailand is to enhance milk productivity, including crossbreeding to introduce milk yield trait of exotic animals, introduce individual selection to improve dairy performance, to publish and use annual size summary as a tool on dairy breeding. Recently, Thailand established estimate breeding value or EBV for milk yield of sow and dams as a new breeding tool introduced to farmers. Objectives of dairy genetics are to improve genetic potential of animals, to improve individual performance of animals, to increase milk yield and quality of animal. Dairy processing and marketing. Raw milk will be collecting from smallholders to the milk collecting centers owned by cooperatives and private milk plants, then delivered to the dairy plants, processing raw milk into UST or pasteurized milk, and delivered to the school milk program or commercial milk markets. School milk program. 1992 FAO recommend increasing milk drinking to Thai government. In the same year, Thailand initiated school milk program to improve children's health, create milk drinking habits among children and youth, to enhance physical and mental development, and to encourage and increase use of raw milk. School milk program during 1992 to 2000. Up to 1995, Thailand government be able to provide free milk for kindergarten and up to grade 1 children for 200 days. And 2000, use of 100% raw milk and no powder milk in school milk program. Thai government support approximately $450 million budget per year for school milk program. 7.6 million students receive milk for the total of 260 days per school year. And 1,200 tons of raw milk have been supplied to the school milk program.